Welcome back to Profit Isn't an Accident. I'm Shannon Howard, and today I want to have an honest conversation with you. Have you ever caught yourself saying one of these? Don't worry about it. I'll just throw that in. It'll only take me a few minutes. I won't charge you for this one because it's really no big deal. If you own a business, I can almost guarantee you've said at least one of those this week. Now, before you think this episode is about becoming stingy or nickel and diming your customers, let me stop you right there. That isn't what this is about. I believe in taking care of people. I believe in going above and beyond, and I believe in delivering more value than people actually expect from you. That's one of the reasons people come back and refer their friends. But there's a line that most business owners don't even realize they're crossing. It's the line between exceptional service and quietly giving away the very thing that keeps your business healthy. That's what we're talking about today. Most business owners I talk to are busy. They're booked out, they've got a great reputation, they're doing everything right. But when they actually sit down and look at their numbers, something doesn't quite add up. The profit doesn't match the effort, and it's usually not a sales problem. It's a visibility problem. I'm Shannon Howard. I work with HVAC owners, electricians, plumbers, and contractors to uncover hidden profit, fix those leaks, and help you keep more of what you earn. This is Profit Isn't an Accident. By the end of this episode, I want you to see your business differently. We're going to talk about why giving away too much isn't just costing you a little time here and there. It's creating a business model that's almost impossible to scale. Then I'm going to give you some homework like I usually do that I promise will change the way you look at your business over the next week. Because here's what I've learned after years of working with business owners. Profit rarely disappears because of one catastrophic mistake. It disappears because of hundreds of little decisions that seem harmless in the moment. One extra phone call, one free charge, one discounted invoice, one estimate that took 3 hours to prepare for someone who never intended to hire you, one Saturday spent finishing work you never even charged for. None of those decisions feel expensive, but together they can quietly cost you tens of thousands of dollars every single year. And here's the crazy part. Most business owners never see it. They track revenue, they track jobs completed, they track their payroll. They might even look at their bank balance every single morning, but almost nobody tracks what they're giving away. So let me ask you something. Have you ever looked back at the end of the week and thought, I worked 60 hours. We were busy every single day. So why does it still feel like there's not enough money left over? If you've ever had that thought, today's episode is for you, because I don't think most business owners have a pricing problem. I think they have an awareness problem. They've become so used to saying yes that they no longer recognize how much those little yeses are actually costing them. I remember talking with a business owner who couldn't figure out why his company wasn't making the money it should have been making. His sales were strong, his schedule was full, his team was busy, and from the outside, everything looked healthy. So we started asking different questions. How many change orders went unbilled? How many times did you send someone back because something was forgotten? How many hours did you spend answering questions from prospects who never became customers? How many estimates did you build that took hours to prepare but never turned into work? How many times did you say, don't worry about it? He had never thought about any of those things, not because he wasn't smart, but because nobody ever taught him to look for them. And honestly, that's true for most of us, right? We're taught how to sell, we're taught how to market, we're taught how to grow, but very few people ever teach us how profit quietly leaks out of a business. So think about it this way. Imagine your business is a 5-gallon bucket. Every customer you bring in pours more water into that bucket. Most business owners spend all their energy trying to pour more and more and more water in, right? More advertising, more networking, more leads, more employees, more jobs, more revenue. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. But what if your bucket has 20 little holes drilled into the bottom? You can keep pouring more water in all day long, but if you never fix those holes, your bucket never fills up. That's what profit leaks are. And giving away too much for free is one of the biggest holes I see. Not because you're a bad business owner. It's usually the opposite. It's because you genuinely care. You want your customers to be happy. You don't want conflict. You want the 5-star review. You want the referral. You want people to leave thinking, wow, they really took care of me. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when your generosity becomes an expectation instead of a surprise. And that's where everything starts to change. And here's something I've noticed over the years, right? Most business owners think that profit leaks are financial. They think pricing is a problem or overhead or payroll. Those things do matter. But in my experience, the financial leak usually starts somewhere else. It starts with a decision. Think about how many decisions you make in a day. A customer calls with one more question, so you answer it. A project is almost finished, but they ask if you can take care of just one more thing while you're there. You say yes. A prospect wants to just pick your brain over coffee, and you figure it couldn't hurt. An employee comes to you because they don't know what to do. And instead of teaching them how to solve it next time, you just solve it yourself because it's easier that way. And none of those decisions seem expensive. They're actually just part of being a good business owner, right? Or at least that's what we've convinced ourselves. But every one of those decisions has a cost, and not because helping people is wrong, but because every yes has to come from somewhere. It comes from your time, your energy, your attention, your family, or your profit. And you only have so much of each. One of my favorite questions to ask business owners is this: what is 1 hour of your time worth? Most people usually throw out a number, $100, $200, $500. Then I ask another question. Do your calendar and your bank account agree with that number? And that's usually when the room gets quiet. Because if your time is worth $500 an hour, why are you spending 2 hours chasing a $50 invoice? Why are you answering customer texts at 9 o'clock at night? Why are you running to the supply house because someone forgot to order materials? Why are you spending Saturday fixing work that should have been caught the first time? Those aren't just inconveniences, those are profit leaks. So let's look at the 4 biggest ones I see. The first is what I call the money leak. This one is obvious, right? Discounts, mischanged orders, underpricing, absorbing material increases because you don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation. You can see these on the financial statement. The second one is the time leak, and this is the dangerous one because almost nobody tracks it. Free consults, long phone calls, driving across town for a 10-minute meeting. Then you got the rework, or you're waiting on customers, your employees, your vendors, waiting because nobody made a decision. Time is one of the few things you never get back. The third is the decision leak. This one shows up when everything depends on you. Every question, every approval, every estimate, and every customer issue. Every employee needs your answer before they can actually move forward. You think you're being a great leader. What you've actually built is a bottleneck. Your business can't move faster than you can make decisions. That's exhausting. Then there's the fourth leak. This is the one that is hardest to see. It's the emotional leak. People pleasing, fear of conflict, fear of raising prices, fear of losing a customer. Feeling guilty when you charge what you're worth. Trying to prove your value instead of believing in it. And here's why this matters. The emotional leak creates the decision leak. The decision leak creates the time leak, and the time leak creates the money leak. Most owners spend all their energy trying to fix the money leak, but they're ignoring the thing that caused it in the first place. That's why they feel they're working harder every single year without getting ahead. They're fixing symptoms instead of solving the actual problem. Now, I want to challenge something that gets said all the time. People will tell you that the customer is always right. I don't believe that. I believe the customer deserves respect, they deserve honesty, they deserve exceptional service. But they're not entitled to unlimited access of your time, your expertise, or your business. So think about your doctor or your CPA or your attorney. They care about their clients. They serve their clients. They also have boundaries. Why? because boundaries protect their ability to keep serving people tomorrow. The same is true for your business. If your generosity causes your business to become unhealthy, eventually everyone loses. Your family loses, your employees lose, your customers lose, because an unprofitable business can't continue serving people forever. There's a difference between creating value and giving away value. Exceptional businesses create value that customers are happy to pay for. And struggling businesses slowly train customers to expect more while paying the same. That's not customer service. That's a slow leak you didn't even realize you've been living in. So here's your homework. I don't want you changing your prices this week. I don't want you sending change orders. I don't want you calling customers to charge them for work you've already given away. That's not the point. I want you to become an investigator. For the next 7 days, carry a notebook. Plain and simple. You can use your phone if that's easier. But I actually like writing things down because it forces you to slow down and actually notice. Every time something happens that costs your business time, money, energy, or attention, write it down. A customer asks for one more thing, write it down. An employee interrupts you because they don't know the answer, write it down. You spend 20 minutes looking for a tool that should have been put away, write it down. You drive across town because someone forgot to order material. You discount an invoice because collecting the full amount feels uncomfortable. You stay late fixing something that should have been done right the first time. Write it down. Don't judge it. Don't fix it. Just notice it. At the end of the week, I want you to read your list. Not your P&L, not your bank account, but your list. Because that list tells a story that your financial statements are never going to tell. Your P&L can tell you that your margins were lower than expected, but it can't tell you that you lost 3 hours because no one knew who was responsible for ordering materials. Your bank account can tell you that your cash is tight, but it can't tell you that you spent 6 hours this week giving away free consulting to people who never became customers. Your accounting software, of course, can tell you what happened, but it can't tell you why. That's your job as the owner. And here's what I think is going to happen. By Wednesday, you'll start noticing patterns. You'll realize the same customer keeps asking for extras. The same employee keeps asking the same questions. The same process keeps breaking down. The same jobs seem to always run over budget. You'll stop thinking these are random events. You'll realize they're systems problems. And systems problems are fixable. That's the good news. This isn't about becoming less generous. I hope you never lose your heart for serving people. It's one of those things that make great business owners different. This is about becoming intentional. When you decide to do something for free, let it be a decision, not a habit. When you decide to go above and beyond, let it be because you choose to, not because you feel guilty saying no. The businesses I see grow the fastest aren't the ones with the biggest marketing budgets. They aren't always the ones with the best salespeople. They're the ones who become incredibly aware. They know where every dollar comes from. They know where every hour goes. They know which customers create value and which ones quietly consume it. They know which jobs make money and which ones only make them busy, and awareness changes everything. That's really what I do. People often think I help businesses make more profit. That's true, but that's not where we start. We start by creating clarity, because once you can actually see something clearly, you can see clearly where profit is leaking out of your business, the right decisions become obvious. Sometimes it's pricing, sometimes it's estimating, sometimes it's job costing, sometimes it's payroll, right? Sometimes it's simply an owner who carries responsibilities that they should have delegated a long time ago. The answer is different for every business, but the process is always the same. Find the leaks, measure the impact, and fix them one by one. You don't have to overhaul your entire business this month. You just have to stop pretending that little things don't matter, because they do. Those little decisions compound. They compound into better cash flow, better margins, less stress, more time with your family, a healthier team, and a business that finally starts rewarding you for all the work that you've been putting into it. So this week, don't focus on making another sale. Focus on paying attention. You might be surprised to find the fastest way to make more money isn't bringing more revenue into the business. It's simply stopping so much of what's quietly letting it slip away. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. If this episode made you think differently, share it with another business owner. Chances are they're dealing with the same leaks and they don't even know it. And if you're curious about where your own profit leaks are hiding, I'd love to help you uncover them. Until next time, please remember this. Revenue feeds your ego, profit feeds your family, and my friend, profit is never an accident. If this hit, there is a reason. Most businesses aren't broken. They just don't have clear visibility into where the money's actually going. So if you want help finding it, grab my free Profit Edge playbook or book a quick session with me. You'll find everything in the show notes. And if you haven't already, follow the show so you don't miss what's next.